Hello there and welcome to this holistic yoga video where we're going to take a look at Ujjayi Breath. So Ujjayi Breath means victorious breath, and the victory is over the chattering, circling, repetitive thoughts that go on in our mind. So as you can imagine, it's a really, really good breath to learn. It has an amazing effect on our nervous system. I've measured for myself with my HRV monitor, which measures how quickly you recover from stress, that increases enormously when I'm breathing with Ujjayi Breath. So it really helps you to recover from stress, and it helps you to clear your unwanted circling thoughts. It's a process to learn it. It took me quite a while because I was asthmatic when I was first introduced to it, so it didn't feel comfortable for me at all, but now it feels great. So don't worry if it doesn't feel right at first. In time you will get to recognize how it needs to feel for you, and it will get more and more comfortable. And even if you don't do it exactly right, it's still going to have a beneficial effect, because paying attention to how you breathe and learning to breathe more slowly and more deliberately is always going to be beneficial for your health of your nervous system and your health in general. Okay, so the first thing with Ujjayi Breath to remember is that you do want to be using the whole of your breathing apparatus. So you want to be using your diaphragm to pull your breath deeper down. So your diaphragm moves outwards in the belly and outwards in the side ribs. And you also want to be, if it's comfortable for you, you want to be using the upper part of your lungs as well. So we'll have a little practice of that. If this part of it is difficult for you, then please go back to the video called 3-Part Breath and work with that a bit more before coming back to this video. So inhaling into your belly, side ribs, upper chest, and then exhaling. Inhaling into your belly, side ribs, upper chest, and then exhaling. Taking a full breath in that way, making sure that you're really using your diaphragm, will help you to take the air deeper down into the lower parts of your lungs, where the gas exchange is much more efficient because you've got more alveoli in your lower lungs, which help to absorb the air and change it into oxygen that goes into your bloodstream. So see if you can bring those 3 parts together and make it a bit more natural breath. So it feels like you're breathing into your belly and your lower ribs and your upper chest, sort of at the same time, for about 5 seconds if possible. And then exhaling. So try a few more like that. And exhaling. And again inhaling. And exhaling. So that's the breath part of Ujjayi Breath. Now there's an added piece, which is a constriction of your airways. So you slightly cover, there's a flap that covers your lungs when you swallow your food, which stops your food from going into your airways. So Ujjayi Breath involves half covering your airways so that you get more aware of the air that goes down. So it's halfway covering, it's the glottis. It halfway covers your airways, so you get more of an awareness of the air. So one way of getting your glottis to do this is to imagine you're misting up some sunglasses. So imagine this is your glasses and you're going so it looks like this. And you'll feel the back of your throat gets a little bit constricted. So give it a go. So you can feel the hot breath on your hands. One more time. And then do the same thing, but with your mouth closed. So you can inhale through your nose and exhale through this half-closed airway. You can inhale through your nose normally, and then exhale with that slight constriction. See if you can inhale for 5, breathing into your belly, breathing into your lower ribs, breathing into your upper chest, all at once if you can. And then exhale through that half-closed airway. So you inhale normally through your nose, and then exhale through the half-closed airway. And I don't know if you can hear it on the sound, but the inhale was quite quiet because I wasn't covering the airway, and the exhale was more of a louder sound. And that means that your mind can really focus on that sound, and you can also feel the breath as it passes through the airway. There's sort of a dryness and a coolness to the breath that you can feel in the back of the throat. So when you're beginning to do Ujjayi breath, this is a good way to do it. Inhaling normally without the constriction and exhaling with the constriction in your throat. But as you get used to it and as it feels more comfortable, you can inhale with the restriction and exhale with the restriction. So I'll just show you how that looks, or how that is. So inhaling. And exhaling. So I much prefer that way around, but just work out what feels right for you. I really like it with the both. But at first it might be better just to exhale and restrict with the exhale. So practice, enjoy it. What you might find is that your jaws tighten up a little bit, your neck tightens up a little bit, and it feels all a bit kind of tightening. If that's happening for you, rest, have a yawn, have a bit of a stretch. A real bit of a yawn is a good idea. And just let go of any tension around your jaw and see if you can redo it without the tension. You might find that you do a couple of Ujjayi breaths and then have a break, and then another couple and have a break. It takes a while to be able to build up to it. After a while you can breathe for 20 minutes like that and no problem, no tightening, but that takes a lot of practice to get to that stage. And what I found in my own practice, that even 1 or 2 Ujjayi breaths can bring a great stillness into your mind, which it has a beneficial effect all by itself. It kind of shifts your mind quite quickly. So have a go for yourself and explore it. We'll do some together, so you might be able to hear the sound of my breath as we work together, and we'll do 10 Ujjayi breaths. But do remember, if you need to have a break and not do all 10 all at once, then have a break and come back to it. So we'll start now. Inhaling. Okay, and then finishing your practice and taking a moment to check in on how you feel now. It may be quite different to at the beginning of the breath practice. It's a very stilling, calming breath that's really useful to know and to use in your everyday life.